We're here with Judge Monica Zamora, who is running for the appeals court. Welcome to the show, Judge.
Thank you.
We're introducing our viewers to the appeals court candidates. So we're going to ask a few questions, just get to know you. First thing is, could you tell us a little bit about your family?
Sure. I was born and raised in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Both of my parents are from northern New Mexico. My father originally from Zamora, my mother from Guadalupe. Dad, and actually my mother as a young girl moved into Las Vegas, New Mexico, and much of my relatives are still in Las Vegas. Like I said, I grew up in Santa Fe. I went to public school in elementary and middle school, and then attended St. Michael's High School, and I graduated from there. Went on to college in Colorado, and then returned to New Mexico to attend the University of New Mexico School of Law.
Are you married?
I am married. My husband is Richard Kroll. We have two boys, Stefan and Alexander.
Are they big, little?
No, they're older. They're 20 and 22.
So in college?
Yeah.
Okay. Your husband really on board with this?
Yeah, well, actually, before I decided to run, and actually just before I decided to apply for the position last June, when it was posted, and before I went before the Judicial Selection Commission, I actually sat down, had a family meeting with my husband and the boys, and let them know what the process was going to be, and that this application process could be the beginning of a political campaign. And I needed to get their buy-in before I actually did it.
Okay. What kind of community groups are you involved with?
I'm a member of Civitan, Sandia Civitan, and we do a lot of community projects between the balloon fiesta. I also was in charge of a program called Peaceful Habitation. We did a dinner on the third Thursday of every month for women that are transitioning from incarceration into civilian life. I've been unable to participate in that program probably for the last 9 months, but for a good reason. One of my respondents' mothers who had been incarcerated was released into that program. So rather than them having to find another program, I just stepped back so that she could complete it. And of course I let all the attorneys know what was going on. So that's one I miss, and my understanding is she's going to be successfully completing it here in the next month, so I'll get involved again. I also, I had done community service with the boys. We used to do Roadrunner Food Bank, but I haven't done that probably again in the last 9 months, primarily because of scheduling. And most importantly, I do community service with my drug court kids. Significant time is Make a Difference Day in October. It's usually the third Saturday in the month of October, where we go out and work at various projects.
All right, so you went to college in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Was that your law school?
No, that was college. I got a Bachelor of Arts degree. And then I came back to Albuquerque and attended the University of New Mexico for my law school degree.
Okay, and where did you practice prior to becoming a judge?
I started out practicing with my father, Zamora, and got married, had my first child, and we lived in Santa Fe. My husband was working at the university, and it was time to move to Albuquerque. The commute was getting a little bit difficult. And so at that point, I opened up my own practice, and I also worked on contract with various firms throughout the city.
Okay. And how long have you been a sitting judge?
I was appointed by Governor Richardson in November of 2005, so a little over 6 years.
A lot of cases you've seen?
Tremendous number of cases. I can't even begin to give you numbers. Children's Court here in Bernalillo County sees the majority of all cases filed in juvenile delinquency and child abuse cases throughout the entire state. And the numbers had been between 30 and 32%. So So we've got a significant caseload, but fortunately we have 3 judges that are dedicated to those to children's issues.
So you're looking at the appeals court. With the new rulings from the Supreme Court, they're now going to be concentrating probably more on educating the public through civic groups rather than political groups. What do you see as the upside of that, and what would be your desire in ways to educate the public?
I think all judges have the ongoing responsibility to educate the public on what it is we do. I can tell you when I was first appointed to the Children's Court bench and actually became the presiding judge, my number 1 agenda item was to educate the public on exactly what it was that we did in Children's Court, because I quickly realized with my civil litigation colleagues, they had no idea what it was that we did and how complex it is. So I think every judge has a responsibility to educate the public on who the judiciary is and what our responsibilities are. I'm in a little different position because I am a judicial candidate as opposed to current non-judicial candidate judges. They, under the new judicial code that took effect on January 1st, they're somewhat limited, or actually they're completely limited from participating in the political process. And that does make it more difficult. They're not able to attend political functions, things along those lines. I can, because I am a judicial candidate. How we resolve that, I don't know. And I think what needs to happen is we have to see how the new rules play out. And I'm sure this will be a topic of discussion at our judicial conclave in June.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show. I'm sure the viewers are very interested in seeing who their next appeals court judge will be. We're always looking for good candidates.
Thank you, Mary.